Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another Destiny video. Now today's video is something a little bit different. I want to talk about some of Destiny's concept art and what it could mean for the future. I really want this video to be a chance for us to discuss what Destiny's future could hold and speculate about what could still await for us based on some already existing concept art. So this isn't going to be one of those random picking ideas out of the sky type speculation videos, instead it will be a little bit more informed. And before I begin, it's worth noting that the concept art I'm going to talk about surfaced before Destiny was released. And the thing about concept art is that it is exactly that, conceptual. Not all the ideas will have made it into the final game, and therefore some of these images could be completely unrelated. But let's talk about them anyway. So, let's begin by talking about destinations, or locations. We know for a fact that Destiny's future holds much more for us than just Earth, Moon, Venus and Mars. We already have a taste of Mercury thanks to the Burning Shrine Crucible map, and we very briefly visited the reef. But there is a whole solar system out there to explore. Plus, back before Destiny came out, the individual planets were supposed to have multiple locations. This right here is Old Chicago, aesthetically a completely different place to Old Russia. It has a mysterious looking swamp feel to it, I'd imagine boggy marshes, derelict buildings, and some sort of forest to explore nearby. This, as we all know, has yet to make it into the game. The question is, what is more likely? Do you think we'll see a new planet first, or a new location on an existing planet? And more importantly, what would you rather? I guess the way I see it is that it doesn't really matter what we have first as long as it's something new. I don't really mind whether I'm on Earth or on Venus because being there doesn't really make a difference. It's more about the environment around you. How about this one? Take a look at this. This is Old India, more often known as Mumbai Push. Again, completely different in look and feel to both Chicago and Russia. This is a much more jungle focused map, with more condensed city-like architecture, and this actually links into another image I'm going to talk about in a bit. Very little is actually known about both of these places other than the fact that they are indeed based on Earth. Also, don't forget the city the tower overlooks, the last city on Earth. We have yet to venture down there, yet it looks like one of the most exciting places to visit. Could this shot here be a picture of what life down there looks like? However, there's more to this world than just Earth. Take a look at this. This is an early concept of Europa, one of Jupiter's moons. It was said that humanity once had a colony on Europa, but it was lost during the collapse. Now, abandoned cities beneath the ice are all that remain. There's also this shot. I'd imagine, given the snow, that it too is on Europa, and it looks like some kind of wall, almost like the wall that you see on Mars, only this time it's submerged, which would link in nicely based on what we know of Europa. Now, still on the topic of locations, take a look at this. Is it an early concept of the Traveller? Is it a space station? Are there multiple Travellers being mass produced? I don't have the answer to that, but notice how you see ships flying both in and out of it? Well, now take a look at this. At a quick glance, it looks like the Black Garden. But if you look at the top left of the screen, it looks like the front of that sphere we just saw. If this is the Traveller, then perhaps at some point down the line, one of the final tests or even the ultimate raid, the final raid, could be to venture inside the Traveller. Alternatively, if it is quite simply a space station, then it's still pretty cool. And then you have this. The architecture and the lighting would indicate it's some sort of hive base, but the chambers hanging upside down could paint it as some sort of dropship. And then finally, before I move on to talk about something other than locations, take a look at this. If the recent House of Wolves rumours are to be believed, and we will have a new social space to explore in the reef, then it's plausible to think we'll have yet more places to call home in the future. This could have been an early concept of the tower. It could be part of the last city on Earth, or it could be somewhere completely different. But the thing that caught my eye was the figure standing in the right. The very first time raids were released, Bungie said that the first team to complete it would be immortalised and have some sort of monument put up to mark their achievements. While it wasn't confirmed exactly what that was, speculation dictated that it could have been some sort of statue in the tower. However, they've yet to actually ever do that. It's cool enough going into a raid to get weapons and armour alone, and if you're one of the first or the first, then that's even more amazing. But imagine if the game's history was actually physically told through additions to social spaces. Sure, it might piss you off if you were one of the teams that were so close to actually doing it, but hey, that's life. Personally, I think it'd be cool if the tower currently had a plaque or a statue stating that Prime Guard were the first ones to do Vault of Glass, etc. Anyway, that's locations. Let's talk enemies or other races. You've probably seen this image before. We know quite obviously that these are Cabal, but look behind them. That is a massive tank-like vehicle, and while we've seen Cabal tanks, we've never seen something of that scale. Again, this is likely just an early concept, but Destiny's lore talks about a Great War, and I imagine that during said war, this would have been a formidable machine. Maybe, as Destiny evolves and events get bigger, spaces open up, the potential for World v World PvE and maybe even PvP scenarios could open up. Something like Guild Wars, massive open spaces, huge numbers of people getting involved in epic battles. Now take a look at these. At first, it looks like the Hive, and the person in red is likely a wizard. but the character behind the wizard has 4 arms. Is this just an evolved hive, or is it some sort of fallen hive hybrid? And take a look at the scenery around. Very green, building structures, and some sort of glass roof, the sort of thing you'd see in a city. While I'd hope that with each new location we'd see new races of enemies, could these be some sort of jungle-dwelling Mumbai Push variant of the hive? Remember that Mumbai Push picture I showed you earlier? It does seem very fitting that these two could well be in the same location. Then switching over to something slightly colder, what about these? On the ground, these massive mech are accompanied by what appears to be humans. So could these be our creations? Could they be friendly? And if so, what are they doing here? Now while snow is not exclusively found on Jupiter's moons, this could well indicate Europa. Perhaps this is a look at the colony we had before the collapse. And then you have these, pyramid ships. Of course that's not actually their name, but that looks like some sort of invasion to me. It's not Vex, they travel through gates. It's not Hive, they use tomb ships. And they appear to be orbiting some sort of moon. Perhaps this is an ancient race. And maybe, this one here is me going completely wild with speculation, but maybe the speaker isn't who we think he is. This seems like a very speaker-like ship, if there is such a thing. Then lastly, this one. Now this one I genuinely think is so old and that Destiny has come a long way since then that it's probably something we can just discount. But again, the setting is a jungle, so going on the concept art we got, potentially it could well be something that we would find in, say, Mumbai Push or Old Chicago. Either way, the frog and the goblins are what truly pushes this outside the realms of possibility. This was likely in a time where Destiny was still finding its feet. Was it going to be super sci-fi with spaceships, laser guns and the like, or was it going to be a careful blend of sci-fi with some traditional RPG characteristics? Not to mention the fact that the guy on the left appears to have a staff, the chap with the horns has a sword, and the woman in the swamp is looking for a hug, or charging up to do an overbomb. Either way, this is probably in the bin now. So, that is the art I wanted to talk about for today. There is loads more out there, so if you did enjoy this type of video, then let me know in the comments down below, and I could always do another one, but more importantly, I want to hear what you guys have to say. What do you think about the art you saw? Do you think it's all from the early days, just concept, and what we get going forward will be nothing to do with any of this, or do you think some of it does indeed hint at the future, and if so, which ones in particular? Let me know in the comments down below, or tell me on Twitter. But either way, if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and hit that thumbs up button down below. And if you're not already subscribed and you're not already part of the Arekkz Gaming Nation, then hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single video. Thanks again for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.